Alrighty, for this part of the Mediterranean feast, I'm showing you guys how to make dolmades. This is probably the thing in the whole feast that takes the longest, but they're so freaking delicious. But yeah, essentially it's going to be a rice and mince wrapped in a vine leaf, cooked slowly, heaps of olive oil, really like luscious and lemony. And you can make them up to 2 days before. They get better as they go and sit in the fridge, and you can just warm them to serve. Matched with that fresh tzatziki, absolute winner. So yeah, give them a crack. I'll show you how to do it. So these are vine leaves. So essentially you just want to soak them in water. Also, if you don't like the flavor of vine leaf, you can use silverbeet as well. But you just want to use the water basically to tease them apart, because we want to keep them intact so they roll up really nice. Just gonna split a brown onion and just use like the tip of the knife. So we've got to have 75 grams of speck here. So we're just gonna do a fine dice. Cool. So we've got to have 500 grams of beef mince. You've got some short grain rice. I'm using sushi rice because I like how small it is. 1 onion, and we've got some chicken stock here, 600 mils. Go in with the onions. So we can chuck that straight in. You just want that heat low so they're just sweating. We're just going to chuck in a little bit of that stock to get the rice to start to fire cook. Oh yeah, that's the ticket. This is probably about maybe 50 mils of lemon juice. Oh man, that's the smell we're going for. So we've got some beautiful dill from the garden here and flat leaf parsley. So we're just going to bunch these herbs up together, give them a little roll just to make it easier to chop. Alright, so we're going to rip this off the stove now. It's just had 6 minutes and we're just trying to slightly par cook that rice. And then we can chuck it into a mixing bowl. And we just want to leave this here to cool for a little bit before we go putting the other ingredients in. So, alright, so we're going to go in with our beef mince. You can use veal, pork, anything like that. So we've got 500 grams here. I'm just going to sprinkle it over that semi-cooled rice. And then we're going to go in with our herbs. So we've got our chopped dill and parsley. So the rice at this point is not cooked, it's just like part cooked, and that's just going to help it along a little bit later. So you don't want to overwork the mince, because if you overwork the mince, it'll become like a real stuck together patty, and that's not what we're looking for. So, alright, so we're just going to give it a little crack of pepper. And even though there's a stock in there, I just want to add a little bit more seasonings. Alrighty, so we're going to lay this up. So we want to get our vine leaves that have been soaking in the water, just unfold them so they're fully expanded. And then just lay them up in the pot to create a little bed to put our dolmades on. And we're going to take the stems out of each one and then put a little bit of mixture in and roll them up. So there's a little stalk just on the bottom here. You just want to kind of pop that guy off. Personal preference, I like to have the kind of side with the veiny parts on it on the inside and the kind of softer on the outside. So get a little bit of mixture here. Just pop that in the middle there. Don't want to overfill it because the rice will expand when you cook too. And then you can just fold these edges in and just roll them up. Alrighty, so we're just going to whack the dolmades on here, and then we're going to put in the other half of that lemon. Alright, another just drizzle of olive oil over the top of there. And then we're going to top it up with some chicken stock. You just want the stock to be just over the top of the dolmades so they can just simmer. So we're just going to place some more leaves on top, and that's just going to act like a little lid just to keep them simmering in there. And then we're going to put a weight on top as well. Alrighty, so our dolmades have had 40 minutes to cook. And I'll just turn them off the heat and leave them on the stove. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to peel these top leaves off to reveal the beautiful dolmades below. And then we're going to put some of that tzatziki down and lay them up on top. So we just hit it with a little bit of that dried oregano, just give it a squeeze as garnish. And then some beautiful fresh lemon on top.